Welcome back to Perthshire in sunny Scotland. Well, what an event we had. Detectival, September 2023. A couple of days later, it was a long drive back. It was a long drive there. It took us 9 or 10 hours to get back. It took us about 10 hours to get there with a few stops. And Saturday was a bit of a disaster for me. It was far too hot. It got up to in excess of 30 degrees, which is like 90 Fahrenheit. And I had to give up detecting after a little over an hour. And I then retreated to drink a few lagers. And Sunday was looking a better day. So I figured I would keep my strength and use Sunday. But you'll see in a wee moment, Saturday. And then I'll break it up. And also add in a little bit of hilarity, much of which was provided by our good Spanish friend, Mr. Simon. So, enjoy. So, September Detectival 2023. Martin picks me up at 6 in the morning, and we're heading an hour south to pick up Simon, and then we're off.
Hey, look who's here! Hey! Oh, and he's brought lunch.
Yes, that's the lunch for 3 days.
3 days,
Yeah,
wow,
yeah,
amazing.
he's here. Okay.
The road trip begins, and then we're over the border into England. Sneaky Pete had made his own way down because he was going to visit family before the event, but we met up with him in South Gloucestershire, and this is us making our way into Detectival. And thankfully the sun is shining. This is sign in on arrival, and then we go and get our tickets and head over to our luxury camping tents. And here we are, luxury. After several years of, well, quite frankly, awful camping, we decided to upgrade this year. These tents were a company called Honeybell, and we got ourselves one for myself, Simon, and for Martin. And as you can see, loads of space. They sleep up to 6 people and cost us about £210 for the full weekend.
Hey, Simone! Hey!
Oh wow, look at here. You
Wow.
can't dance.
And this is some people bringing all the luxuries with them. A full double bed. You don't see that often on a campsite. Welcome to the fields of South Gloucestershire. And look who it is. Here are the boys. Mr. Simon, Mr. Sneaky Pete, Mr. Marty. We've had our bacon and square sausage on the barbecue. What's the dream find today then, Mr. Marty?
I'll finish my roll.
Wait till he's finished his roll. Pete, what you looking for?
Anything that's not a tin can.
Anything that's not a tin can. Simon?
A Celtic golden coin.
Celtic gold. Just aim small.
Anything cool, anything Celtic.
Anything Celtic for Marty. I would settle for Celtic as well. So, we had a comfortable night's sleep, and it has got pretty hot, pretty quick. But we're going to do our best. And so it begins, September Detectival 2023. So let's go and see what treasures are to be found. Welcome, not back, well, yeah, back. Welcome back to the fields of Gloucestershire, near Badminton, on the Badminton estate. And as you can see, I am already sweating profusely. So we are at Detectival, autumn 2023. It is absolutely scorching hot. It must be pushing 30 degrees already, which is what, 80 Fahrenheit? I'm not designed for this kind of weather. I'm Scottish, for goodness sake. But I've made my way up to field 28. I'm with Martin, I'm with Simon, and I'm with Pete. So let's go and see if there's some treasures to be found before I die of sunstroke. It's only taken 1 minute to get the first target. It's a 56. It's right about there. Hammered coin to start with. Oh, there's there on the surface, is it? Right there. Here's a piece of tin foil. Well, start as you mean to go on. Darn. Okay, 15 minutes in, we've got a pretty sound 87, 88. Marty's nearby. I was going to get him to scan it, but he's not brought his detector. Oh, that one's tough. Oh, the evolution cuts its way through. Thank God for that, it was shallow. So it's still 85, 86. Give me a coin in the first 15 minutes. That's not a coin. That is a piece of mangled copper. A quill. Well, as is often the way, your first decent target is the one that you didn't film. Let me just get my toothbrush out. So it's just been bits of lead and aluminium so far, but I dug about 9 or 10 targets in the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And that is a big old button. It looks kind of silvered or tinned. It's copper, in fact it's not, it's lead I think. Is it? It's very, very heavy. Can't be bronze surely, a bronze button? Well, I suppose it could be, but it is a button. Still got the loop, and date wise, it's pretty old I think. Certainly Georgian, 17 into the beginning of the 1800s, but could be even older, could even be 1600s. But yeah, first good target, so let me know in the comments below. Martin struck gold and silver in his first 2 holes. I don't think it's Iron Age, but I'm sure it probably made your heart skip for a wee second. So yeah, unfortunate. And then he's got a wee thing.
It's a really good signal.
Which is a thing. Not sure what that is. Bit of a buckle plate or something maybe, I don't know. Bit of a penknife, just maybe a random piece of metal. It almost looks like a face, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Almost looks like a nose and a head. Well, if anyone knows, then let us know in the comments below. A very jumpy 68. '69. I think Martin off to my left might have just whistled. Don't know what that means, but let's see what we've got here. Let's take another one out. Seems to be coming my way, so I don't know if that's a good sign. That sounds pretty awful now. There we go. It's a piece of copper. A quill. Junk.
Needs a magic thumb on it.
Martin did indeed shout me. He's got...
Kind of shield in the middle. You see it?
yeah, yeah.
I think it might be like a farm token.
Farm token.
Maybe not though.
Is that a head on there?
I don't know, it looks like
No, it's maybe, yeah.
N or something like that.
Right, get the bendy thumb on it. It's quite thick, it's got that kind of Georgian look to it, isn't it?
I thought it was George III when I first got it.
Yeah, there's some letters. And at the bottom as well. In fact, does it say 50, 50? As in 55 and a knot side by side?
Maybe, yeah.
58 and then, I don't know, it's not pence.
No.
Bane or Rain or something like that maybe. And on that side, yeah, on that side there's a shield. Looks like maybe some lettering around the edge as well, but yeah, it's got a bit of age to it, and 45 minutes in, half an hour in, and it's a find. So if anyone knows what that is, could be Rand, R-A-N-D, 50 Rand, would that be South Africa? So yeah, let us know in the comments below, is it foreign currency or is it a field token? But it's a find, could well be Georgian, could be 1800s, looking at the shape and thickness. Well done, Marty. This one was an 84, fairly shallow. Now it's out, sounds a lot better than it initially did. Is that something round? It is. I was going to say musket ball, but no, it's not. It's a little bolt, threaded. Ah, well. Welcome back to the fields of Gloucestershire. Now look at this.
No, what Gloucestershire? It's what
South Gloucestershire.
Well, near Bristol. I don't
So
know.
we've given up. We have abandoned ship because it is so hot. It is unbelievable. Look at the state of us. Scottish people are not designed for this kind of heat.
Yeah,
So
you are very soft.
so we're going to stay hydrated, and Simon's all going to keep us company. So we're going to flip some burgers, and I'm not going to lie, we're going to drink a wee shandy or two. Welcome back to the fields of Gloucestershire. And look at that for a view. A great big Georgian avenue, which leads to Simon's Head. Simon in the shot there as usual. So which leads to a beautiful avenue, and at the far end there is a very, very large big house. So day 2 of Detectival. We're already sweating, but the good thing is we've got some cloud. Thank goodness for that. Well, we are out. We are on field number 41. There's Big Simon. Martin and Pete are already off. Take me a wee minute to get ready. It is nowhere near as hot today. I made a mistake yesterday. I think I said it was 80 Fahrenheit, but it was actually 90 Fahrenheit. And as you saw, it was a bit of a disaster. Scottish people are not designed for those kind of temperatures, so not very much detecting done by me. But hopefully today, a bit of cloud cover, and fingers crossed, some good finds to come. Right, here's the map, so you can see the campsite here. Yesterday we went up the side of field 1, we went over into 34, 28, 29 in that area, and that's where I gave up for the day along with Martin. Today we've decided to head all the way down to the bottom, down to this area here. So we're currently in field 41, we're going to head over to 40. There is a Roman villa in this area here, which was excavated a few years ago. It's got a mosaic floor, just a foot under the ground. I'm told that there's another site here by one of the guys who knows a lot about the site. So there's also some medieval Saxon stuff that's come off here, a few Roman fibulas and brooches, some Roman coins. So we're going to do 41, 40, cut over into 39 and then start to make our way back up. So fingers crossed the sun stays away for the moment. Just having a catch up, Martin's got himself, well, what we think might be a coin. We think it might be a rose farthing, which would be, what, Charles I or Charles II, so 1625 to 1649 or 1660 to 1685, but as you can see it's not in great condition, but they were made of copper. That's what I think it might be, but I've not had a signal yet. I've been going for half an hour. Actually, I just found an old coin in the bottom of my bag and I buried it just to make sure my metal detector was actually picking it up, and it did.
A bit of lead here.
So,
Tin can, 2 bullets and that, just on this bit.
well, so Martin's picking up a few targets, but nothing for me and Simon, just a tin can.
Just a target and a can.
Just a tin can. Ah, well. My first target, I've got to say I'm going for that deep program, the SJ Deep program 17 that I posted earlier. It was Gary from the XP Skills School who posted it, I've varied it slightly, and now an ear blower. It's 85. I don't think it's going to be a coin, but well, maybe it's something at last. Oh, I've got a great big musket ball. There's an imprint. Musket ball. So that is a big old musket ball. So, well, it's find of the festival so far for me. It's probably going to be 16, 17 into the very beginning of the 1800s. It's been fired. It's got a big dimple on that side where it's hit something flat. But, well, it's better than nothing, isn't it? On to the next. Barely just got my musket ball, which is still in my hand. Marty shouted me over and he's found this. It looks like it's got a little bit of decoration at the top. I think that that's been a loop on the top there, so you'll be able to hang that for suspension. And I think that that might be part of some sort of cosmetic nail cleaner from like a chatelaine type brooch. And if it is, it's probably Roman. It's probably sometime, I would think, 3rd or 4th century. Well done, Marty. We're on it, boys. We're on it. Right, a wee catch up with Pete, and he's got himself a little bit of a sort of decorated silvery looking material. Don't know, maybe some sort of pendant, or maybe some, yeah, it looks like a squash loop, or maybe it's a cover for like a pillbox or something like that, but don't know. Is it silver plated maybe?
Plated, I would have thought.
Yeah, it looks probably plated, but yeah, probably 100, 150 years old. He's got himself a farthing. Don't get them every day. Or is it a farthing?
I think, well, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's a farthing, 1940. It's got a wren on it on the back. I can just make it out. So that's a quarter of a penny back in 1940 before we dropped them. Because quarter of a pennies, because of inflation, weren't required anymore. But yeah, very nice. It's a coin, Pete. So, Pete's gone full Rambo on us as well. He's got a clip of 303 ammunition. So yeah, that'll get handed over to somebody before he blows himself up. I thought you had a lead token as well.
Oh, yeah.
And Pete also got himself this, which is a little, you can just make a sort of floral design on it. So it's a token or a tally made of lead. And I don't know, I mean, it could well be medieval, but it could certainly be through as far as maybe the 1700s. But you can just make out the flower in the centre. Well done, Pete. People are doing pretty well. Excellent, and the rain's just started, which is even better, because I could really do with cooling down. And just before I move on from my musket ball, which I found right there, someone else had dug a hole already right there. So how they missed that, I really don't know, because they should have really covered both those targets with a one swing. Maybe they just thought, nah, it's too weak a signal, and they didn't bother. So always worth digging, even where you see holes.
So this is where it kind of gets interesting, and also a little bit hilarious. Simon, who is often responsible for most of the hilarity, he had a fantastic start to Detectival, because as we walked up on day one to the first fields, he lost his Bluetooth transmitter from his headphones. So before we'd even started, he'd already lost his first item. He ended up walking all the way back to the arena, which we'd left 45 minutes earlier. And amazingly, he actually found it. He'd dropped it at the mine lab. They had a test bed in the mine lab tent, and he'd lost it there. And thankfully, they spotted it, picked it up, and held on to it. And he came back and claimed it. Anyway, fast forward to day two, and Simon is somewhat lackadaisical, would be the best description. He gets a signal. He calls me over because he's been struggling to pinpoint it. Turns out he was digging slightly in the wrong place. Anyway, you have to keep your eyes posted, because he produces a piece of lead which he hands to me, and he's got a second signal which he's ferreting away in the background to try and find. And watch very closely, because at one point, having produced an absolutely phenomenal find, which you will see in a moment, he then takes a piece of lead, and while I'm looking away, he throws it back in the hole. which then results in him getting another signal, which unbeknown to me, may be the actual first target that he'd already dug up. In any case, there was a second signal in the hole. So bear with me, we get there in the end. Enjoy.
There's Big Simon, hard at work. He caught me over to give him a hand. He's got a really deep target. Turned out it's actually 2 targets. He got that just there just now. Piece of lead. Don't know if it's something or nothing. Let me get my wee magical brush.
No. Hey, here he is. Here's the target. Look.
Hang on. Is it?
Yes.
Simon's got silver, he says.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's a bit of lead. Just something nondescript, to be honest, not even a bullet.
Second target. Oh, I think so. Eh? Oh no. What's that? Let me see whether.
What do you mean you think that's it? Simon, that's a... Simon, don't get too excited. Don't make any noise.
No, it's a Roman.
It's a Roman silver coin.
Wow, the puta.
Shh. Bad language. No bad language on the channel. It's a Roman silver coin.
Oh, I am. You are
I'm recording, yeah.
Oh no. Let me pass that.
Put the lead away. The lead doesn't matter. Put the lead somewhere.
Well, yeah, because that's where the 2 targets.
Simon's got Roman silver. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Martin and Martin and Pete have just gone into the other field. Here, I've got a spray bottle, Simon. No, don't rub it. Don't rub it. No, don't rub
okay,
it.
okay.
No, you need to use water. Right, hang on. I'm going to turn you off for a wee second and get back to you.
Are you sure? This is
Here we go.
Quite good condition, no?
Yeah, well, it's silver. They're always in good condition. Simon on the silver.
My hand is still shaking.
Right, don't rub it. Don't rub it. Turn it over. Simon is a Roman silver denarius.
What a good.
Well, Martin got that item that may or may not be Roman fairly close by.
Keeping the level of the last Detectival.
It's a woman.
Keeping high.
It is a woman. I think it might be Diva Faustina. And she was the wife, I think, of Antoninus Pius. So that would be like 140, 160 AD, so 2nd century. Simon, that's a beauty.
Yeah, it's really the hair is quite deteriorated.
Yeah,
no,
it's quite worn on the back. I can't quite make out what that is. It's maybe like a seated person, maybe, I'm not sure. But it's like a box, a sort of square shape there as well, I think. Unbelievable.
I can't see anywhere.
Unbelievable. Simon, you jammy swine. Well done, your first ever Roman silver.
Yeah, the first of many.
You only had to travel 10 hours and be baked by the sun to find it. Here he is, look at that. Look at that happy face. Tell them what you found.
A Roman coin. A Roman coin. A bloody Roman coin.
Right, I'll let the boys know. Fantastic. Well done, Simon. All is not lost.
So, I'm sure you saw in the video what Simon did. Now, I was looking around to the left-hand side, the right-hand side to see who was around, and at that very point, having said to Simon, put the lead somewhere else, I meant in one of the 52 zip pouches that he had attached to his waist. But Simon didn't. Simon threw it, and it lands just on the edge of the hole. Now, I didn't know that, and I thought the little piece of white that I could see sitting on the edge of the hole was a little bit of the local stone that the fields are littered with. So when he gets the target, I don't make the assumption that the white target or the white item on the edge of the hole is actually a piece of lead. But clearly there was more than one target there. And I didn't realise until after he gets the next target that the further target was actually the first target. Does that make any sense? Anyway, this is just typical Simon Dominguez. Enjoy.
Well, there's Simon's hole. We're just going to double check, make sure there's no other targets. But a good depth. He got that from, I watched them dig it, probably about 10 inches or so down. certainly 9 inches down. It's thick clay soil, and it was masked by a bit of iron in the same hole or very close by. Which have you still got a target?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh well, he's still got a target. So, well, keep on digging, Simon. Here we go. This is a rare moment. I can actually show you the landscape because I don't have to be weary of exactly where we are. It's spitting with rain slightly. Simon's got it out. You can see how big the hole's got now. Come on, Simon, get us something good.
I'm just still nervous.
He's still nervous.
What?
He's lost it.
No.
Well, it must be a small target. Come on, Simon.
No. Ah, here.
Oh, I don't believe it. He's got another one.
Yes.
He's got... You're kidding me on. He's got another one. I don't believe it. No, don't pull it off. You need to wet it.
Oh my God, what's going on here?
Sorry, I slapped him on the back of the hand there because he was trying to rub the mud off. Here, let's see. It's definitely Roman, Simon. 100%. Might even be the same person.
It's 2 coins, so the same person lost 2 coins that day. Yeah.
Well, no, the same emperor, I mean.
Yeah. So
Oh, it's even better than the last one.
The back is better here.
It's
so
much
I
better.
have the 2 versions. That's good.
Right, give it a wee clay kind of sticks to it. God, that's a belter, Simon. Right, we'll give it a wee clean up off camera. There he is, look at that. Here's what
I can love now. Now it's a lot of happiness.
oh my goodness.
Happiness.
Right, dig a bigger hole. Right, let's clean this up. We'll get right back to you. Simon's just checking the hole again. Make sure he's not got a huge pot of silver coins.
It's inside. It's inside.
So he's got another signal, he says. So the reverse is really good. I think that's Concordia. And you've got the female figure seated, which I think is what we could see on the other coin, but it wasn't in quite good condition because we had that wee box, that wee square. I think I might actually have had it upside down. And on that side, I think it is the same person. I think that might be Diva Festina again.
I don't know.
The legend is fantastic on that. LVGILLASAUGANTONINIAUG. So it's Antonine. So it might be Antoninus Pius. It might be his wife again. Sabrina. I'm sure it's Sabrina or Sabina. Yeah, the Antonine wall. Yep. Yeah, so 100 and around about 140, 160 AD, something like that. I think he died in 161. I'm not sure when she died, but look at that.
The Roman gods are smiling to me.
The Roman gods are smiling on you, Simon. My goodness. That is beautiful. Really beautiful. Look at the legend on that side. It is legible all the way around. That's fantastic. You'll be able to date that to the exact year. And probably even what coin mint it was made in. That's fantastic. Simon, well done, my friend. Well done.
Thank you. I don't know.
I've taught you well.
I still do have to digest this.
There you go.
I don't realise.
Put that somewhere safe.
It's just shaking.
Well, there you go. There he is, the big Spaniard. We've dug an incredibly big hole.
No, yeah, because we
Found another
piece.
Found
of
another
lead.
fragment of lead.
It's just different targets and
almost.
signals in the same hole.
So yeah, so it's 2 bits of lead.
So, it's at this point that I look at that piece of lead that Simon found, the second piece, which incidentally might be a pot mend, I'm not sure. But I think to myself, that looks really familiar. And I say to him, where's the other piece so that I can compare it? And he says, oh, I don't know, I can't find it in my bag. And I say, you sure you didn't drop it on the ground? And he says, no, I put it in my bag. And then I look back through the videos on my camera and spot him throwing it back into the hole, or on the edge of the hole. And he's adamant, no, I didn't do that, until I showed him it. And then he's like, oh, well, maybe I did. So initially I thought that the silver coins that he got were Diva Faustina, but it turns out they're a little later. It's a woman who I had never heard of, called Lucilla, and she was the daughter of Marcus Aurelius. They date to sometime between 164 and 180 AD, and they were recorded with the fine's liaison officer on site, who identified the coins and thought that they were absolutely phenomenal. So interestingly as well, if any of you have seen the film Gladiator with Russell Crowe, the young female, when Russell Crowe, who's playing a gladiator in the arena, the emperor comes down to ask him what his name is, and he responds, I am Gladiator, before revealing his face by taking off his helmet and saying that he is former general of the Felix Legions, etc., etc. The young lady in the stand, the actress is playing the part of Lucilla. So there you go. Quite a quirk of fate. And what an incredible double discovery. Well done, Simon. We got there in the end.
Two Roman silver denarii. My God. What a result. Go, Simon. Go for a lie down.
Yeah, I go to sleep now. It's done. My day is over.
Simon's got another target, not far away. I think it's going to be lead, to be honest. It's coming through about 75 on mine.
No, it's here.
Oh, is it round? No, it's not. It's lead. Well, it's not lead, it's bronze. Look at that.
Oh, really? Again?
That's interesting.
Has to be a jug, no?
Is that a bit of a pot leg or a fragment of a tool? Well, it's going to be one for the fines liaison to have a look at, but it's copper alloy or bronze, so it could be. It's kind of a little bit flared. Well, that could be interesting, Simon. You need to get them to have a look at that as well, just in case, but...
I don't mind.
Yeah, well done. Simon's on fire. Well done, Simon.
It's very heavy.
Wee eyes only find. I haven't seen any flint, but that there looks like a piece of flint, and it is. So there's lots of, what do they call it, Cotswold stone. But that is a wee bit of flint. Maybe it's a wee napped off bit, or a bit of an arrowhead, or maybe it's just a random bit of junk. Definitely looks like it's got a chipped edge there. But yeah, could be old, could be thousands of years old. Into field 41 now, which looks like it's been an oat field or a barley field. It's been harvested but not very well, and as a result the stocks are pretty high, but it's got a lot of holes dug in it, that's for sure. Just got my first target there. Someone actually has already dug this hole here. Well, given my history, you're always going to check, but what they've left behind is not a gold quarter noble, it's a 303 bullet casing, brass. But that's the first find from field 41. Glad it's not live ammunition, because there's some amount of it coming up. Well, here we are, having a well-earned refreshment after a not particularly great detecting morning for me, but as you all saw, Mr. Simon did pretty well. And apparently Martin's coin is a Roman coin, and he also managed to get a Roman nail cleaner, as we thought. So, recuperate, rest, Pete's eating his lovely big sandwich with chips, and we'll be back on it. Maybe. And the bad news is, the sun is out again, and it's pretty hot and clammy. I'm already sweating profusely, and I haven't even started detecting yet. So, well, I've got this beautiful big pasture. This is field number 1, and Martin's at the bar. He tried to give it half an hour but gave up. Simon's already retired, having found 2 silver denarius, which I think are actually not going to be Emperor or Empress Festina as I thought. I think they're going to be someone called Lucille, I think is the name, which is the daughter of Marcus Aurelius, so a little bit later, 160, 180 AD. So, well, I'm going to give it a go on this bit of pasture. Not long left. We've been avoiding the heat, we've been struggling, and as I mentioned, the grass is pretty long, but I'm going to go with a deep programme if I can, and fingers crossed, maybe I'll winkle something out. So let's go and have a look. Detectival Day 2, afternoon. Grass pasture, and it's a little bit long. There's a beautiful building, which is one of the old gatehouses into the estate. Well, it's taken me 1 hour and 32 minutes, 2 bottles of water, and I think I've sweated them immediately back out. But finally, after an hour and 32 minutes, I've got my first diggable target. Fairly consistent, 74, 75, well at least it's easy to dig. Pasture's not something that I regularly detect, but well, at least this is pretty stone free. To be honest, I think it's going to be a big bit of lead. And it's an ear blowing 75. So, moment of truth. Gold coin? Unlikely. I think it's probably going to be lead. We're in here, so let's try and one-handedly, let's try and break it out. Try and keep it in the hole. Can't be far off it. There we are. Look at that. An hour and 32 minutes for a moo tube. I'm standing under a mighty oak tree, and someone's left a couple of finds behind. They've left behind this horseshoe, so I'm hoping that means I'm going to get some luck. Great big Shire horse, maybe. Well, in fact, no, probably not. Probably just a regular horse. It's not that big. But they've also left behind this, and that is the leg bone of a pigeon. A pigeon who is, alas, no more. Let's see if we can just take its leg out, because it won't come off because the knuckle bone's too big. There we go. Rest in peace. And there's the ring. N40957, Great Britain, and 11. So I think that's 2011. So rest in peace. May this horseshoe bring me more luck than it did the pigeon. On to the next. Well, folks, I tried. Look at that beautiful oak tree. I tried. Look at it. There is no one else here. I'm the only madman that's on this field. Well, alas, the pigeon ring and the horseshoe didn't bring me any luck. Wow. Look at the sweat that's dripping off me. My God, I'm just not built for this kind of weather, that's for sure. Thank God I live in Scotland. So, that's it for Detectival. I suspect I've probably got enough footage for maybe one video, and it'll probably only be 30 minutes long. But, well, it was an experience. Simon getting not 1 but 2 silver coins was amazing. Martin's little coin turned out to be a Roman, and also he got that Roman nail cleaner. So we got 4 things from the Roman period, but it was a hard slog. The weather yesterday was horrific, too hot, 30 or 90 degrees roughly in Fahrenheit, and that's just too much, far too much. So yeah, there's been a few good finds have come up, but they've been few and far between. In some of the fields, the stubble's been long, the grass has been longer. So yeah, there'll be a few disappointed people, but you pay for a rally, you take your chances. So it's just a case of being in the right place at the right time, and for me, a musket ball, that was about as good as it got. This is just a handful of some of the people who came over to say hello. Many I'd met before at previous Detectivals, and some met for the first time. So thank you for coming over and introducing yourselves to me. Also apologies to Carl. I gather you came over to say hello and I didn't realise, and apparently totally blanked you, which was unintentional. Also the travelling pub company who we've met over the years, who kept us hydrated and lubricated along the way. On the final night we were treated to a pretty spectacular distant thunder and lightning storm. This was actually over central and southern Wales, probably 20 or 30 miles away, and I'm glad to report it didn't come in our direction, because camping in a huge tent with a metal pole in the middle of it in a thunder and lightning storm might have been a little bit more drama than I was hoping for. But the Honeybell tents were fantastic. I'm so glad that we arranged them. It was camping, but not as you know it. Much more luxurious and comfortable than I've ever experienced before. Albeit most of the problems that we've encountered in the past were self-inflicted. But yeah, great to see so many people. And also a huge thanks to Annie and Lee for leaving us some cans of beer, our neighbouring tent. And also to Diane and to Neil for the bottles of whiskey. Thanks very much. So there we go, another year, another Detectival. That was actually our 4th Detectival. And unfortunately, like the first Detectival we went to back in September 21, the badminton estate didn't really deliver for the majority of people. I know there'll be complaints about the length of stubble, the amount of fines and so on, but as I said before, you never know with detecting events, with rallies. Will I go back? Probably. If work allows, if time allows, then I'll probably be there again in the future. And as I say, it was great to see so many people. It's as much about a social event as it is anything else. Unfortunately, I've got an aeroplane going overhead just now. But thank you all for watching, and a very well done to Simon. And there's my cat and dog making an appearance as well. Never work with animals, honestly. So, as you can see, the cat can fight her own way. But yeah, it was a great event, and as I say, fantastic to see so many of you. So thanks for coming over to say hello. Right, hopefully I'll be back out on the fields of Perthshire in the coming days. So keep an eye out for another video. Take care, and thanks for watching.